give us more perspective on this, we're being joined on this broadcast by Mr. R.K. Upadhyay, who is a senior journalist. We also have our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibil, is joining us from New Delhi. And we also have our correspondent from Mumbai, Disha Shah, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Siddhant, but let me in fact begin with you first. We just heard the schedule that was in fact spelled out by the Chief Election Commissioner, and the elections are to start from next month onwards and they'll go on until the 1st of June.
Well, yes, Mohammed, I'm just standing inside the Vigyan Bhawan. Behind me is the place where the presser is still going on. But a lot of media presence and the Election Commission making the bigger announcements. The dates are out, 7 phases, almost a 2 months time period. And of course, the numbers are huge in terms of the voter participation, the first time voters, and the focus of the Election Commission on making sure that this time that the elections will be violence-free. In fact, what the Election Commission, before the announcements of the dates, focused on something that might be missing out in the media is in terms of how it's using drones to make sure that there is no violence. And secondly, fake news is something that the Election Commission has highlighted as the biggest worry for them, and they are taking measures to curb that. But essentially, it's the dates that everyone was waiting for, whether it's the 19th of April or the big day on the 4th of June, when, of course, the results will be out. We know that when it comes to the climate here, it will be summers, hot summers, but also political temperatures hitting hot as India goes to elections.
Absolutely, indeed. That of course, is what will happen. It will be the torrid summer in the Indian subcontinent. But of course, we'll be looking at the elections very, very closely. And I'm told we also have Idris, who is joining us from Srinagar as well. Idris, do stay on with us. But first, let me in fact bring in senior journalist R.K. Upadhyay, who's joining us live from Bengaluru. Mr. Upadhyay, you've been witness to so many general elections in India. You've witnessed how things, of course, happen. This is, of course, the big moment in India's democracy. This is the biggest election that happens anywhere in the world. 97 crore people who are eligible to vote. And just the task of conducting these elections, the logistics of it, is just monumental. Nothing like this happens anywhere else in the world.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, I was looking at the figures of the voters it's going to be. Now, it's going to be close to 1 billion voters. 1 billion is 100 crores. I mean, you know, almost there. I mean, 97 crores is what the Chief Election Commissioner mentioned, including addition of about 2 crores in new voters. So all these people will be going for voting in 7 phases starting from April 19th. And it will go on till June 1st. And the final mega result will be on the June 4th. I mean, what an amazing election it's going to be, you know, in 28 states and 7 union territories across the country. And you know, so many myriad states, and there are so many issues in each state, and you also you have 4 states assemblies which are going for polls. You know, as the Chief Election Commissioner mentioned, I think Odisha is one state which will be going for polls, and Sikkim, then Arunachal Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh. So these 4 assemblies will also have simultaneous elections along with the Lok Sabha polls, and then there are some 26 by-elections to the assemblies seats which are vacant. And the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, was saying, with this, we'll be completing all the vacancies that will be left. So this election process, which is going to begin from April 19th, which means just about a month from now, will kick off the biggest election that the country will face. And as you know, I mean, this is going to be a very interesting election, because the Prime Minister Modi and his UPA, that is the NDA government, is seeking the 3rd consecutive term. I mean, this is, first time after Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru had 3 consecutive terms. We all know, from the first election in 1952 to 1967, the Congress won 3 consecutive elections, and after that, no single party has got 3 consecutive elections. Of course, Mr. Nehru passed away in 1964, right. And Prime Minister Modi, who came to power in 2014, is now seeking the 3rd term And if he gets that, and he'll be creating history.
Absolutely, indeed. The Indian Prime Minister, who's gunning for a third straight term, is of course chasing history. Mr. Upadhyay, do stay on with us. I'll of course come back to you in a bit, but let me in fact bring in my colleague Idris, who's joining us from Srinagar. Idris, we were expecting some kind of announcement to be made about Jammu and Kashmir as well, because elections must happen in Jammu and Kashmir. What's happening on that front there? How is politics in Jammu and Kashmir shaping up at this moment?
Well, absolutely, Saleh. A lot of hopes were actually pinned both by the locals as well as the politicians of Jammu and Kashmir that both the elections, parliamentary as well as assembly elections, will be announced today by the Chief Election Commission. But that didn't happen. Although the Chief Election Commission was in Jammu and Kashmir earlier this week, and he had consultations with all the political parties and also with the security agencies, basically focusing on assembly elections, whether they can be held with the parliamentary elections. But it seems that the security agencies in Jammu and Kashmir have not given a go-ahead as of now. That's what our sources are telling us. But political parties and the locals definitely would be disappointed by this decision, as the last time the assembly elections happened in Jammu and Kashmir was in 2014. Also talking about the stance that the political parties have been taking, they've said that Jammu and Kashmir has been witnessing huge tourism potential in the last 5 years. And if 2 elections are held in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir this year, it will also impact the tourism industry. Which also, if we talk about the security perspective of the whole election, we are being told that the security agencies apprised the Election Commission that there are sensitive areas across the Jammu and Kashmir, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, especially in the Kashmir region, where they would need more security, and having both the elections at the same time will not be possible.
Absolutely, indeed, Idris. Do continue to stay on with us, and let me bring in my colleague Disha Shah, who's joining us from Mumbai. Now, Disha, the state of Maharashtra is so crucial. There are 48 seats on offer there, and the Bharatiya Janata Party, which, as a part of its NDA alliance, last time round, out of the 48, had managed to win 41. This time round, it would like to increase the number of seats that it has won by even more. How are things shaping up in the politics in Maharashtra?
Well, certainly, as per the Election Commission of India, Maharashtra will be voting in 5 phases out of 7. And of course, Maharashtra is crucial because it has the second highest number of seats, 48, just after Uttar Pradesh. And even though the Election Commission of India has declared the phases and the dates, but it certainly seems the political parties here, be it the NDA-led parties or the Mahavikas Aghadi-led parties, are really not ready as to which candidate will be, there in which constituency, because even till now, at the last minute, the seat sharing formula has not been finalized or formalized here, even though both of them have been saying that how it is in the final stages. We have seen multiple rounds of discussions taking place in Mumbai, the financial capital city. We have also seen multiple rounds of discussions taking place in Delhi as well, with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah bringing in some peace, because even the NDA side and the MVA side, all the political parties have been eyeing for more seats. So to bring a peace in this matter, we have seen number of negotiations, but that has not taken place. And Maharashtra is always known as a swing state. So we are waiting for that official announcements coming in by both the NDA as well as the MVA. Even though the Election Commission has declared the dates as far as voting and the counting is concerned, the last minute hurdle in Maharashtra still remains.
Absolutely, indeed, Disha. Do continue to stay on with us. And Siddhant Sibal, if I can bring you in, you were of course there at the press conference where the Chief Election Commissioner read out the schedule. He also spelled out, the great lengths to which the Election Commission in India, of course, goes to ensure that every eligible voter gets a chance to vote, and it is ensured that there is a polling booth in less than 2-kilometer radius of that individual who has to vote on the day of the polling. Now, he also spoke about the big challenge of combating fake news, considering that this is, of course, the digital age, and it is so easy for stuff to, in fact, spread and go viral on social media. Tell us a bit about the efforts which the Chief Election Commissioner there highlighted as to what the Election Commission in India intends to do to ensure that fake news does not spread during these elections?
Well, Mohammed, the press conference is still underway, and as I started by talking about the various aims, whether it's the muscle power or misinformation, is something that the Election Commission is going to target as it has been doing in the past. But fake news, of course, was something that the Election Commissioner pointed out several times as to how, of course, there will be a separate page on the Election Commission's website that will be put that will point out the reality versus the myth as well. It looks like the government machinery is going to make sure that there is no fake news, and immediately if it's pointed out that a certain bit of information that has gone on social media and is deemed as fake news, that will be removed by the authorities. In fact, social media was also pointed out several times during his press conference. In fact, when it comes to a big announcement, it was hardly an announcement of 15 to 20 minutes. The Election Commissioner basically focused a large portion of his press conference was on dealing with the menace of misinformation, muscle power, and of course how it's going to conduct the election across the country in terms of the voter base, the first time voters, and how when it comes to polling booths there will be amenities for the people as well. But it's the security that is also something dominating the discourse. The Election Commissioner pointing out the forces that will be presented, and the message clearly was that the last man standing, anyone who is eligible anywhere in the country from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Assam and Northeast to Gujarat, they will get an opportunity. The election will be making sure that they get to vote as well. The biggest challenge, of course, for the Election Commission is also to make sure that the young are enthusiastic to vote on. They do not use their holiday in terms of the holiday given to vote, cast a vote for actually holidaying. So that was a message as well. So all in all, the presser here focused on several things, but above all, the message was clear that everything that the Election Commission is capable to do will do to make sure that everyone is able to vote in this mammoth exercise, a 2-month-long exercise in which 1/6 of the population goes to vote.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.